I have a very strong cause to trust that XRP is ready to copy the 2017 mega bull marketplace that it went through formerly. And if you had been around for the duration of this time, you'll realize that this means XRP can really explode to possibilities most humans did now not suppose turned into feasible within the next 12 months. I'm going to explain why I consider this to be the case and what all of you may do about it to maximize your capability profits throughout this bull run. I simply want to start via showing you men lower back in 2017 and 2016 what we skilled before the big candles we have been getting month over month. Okay, because it turned into virtually explosive and properly, I'm going to reveal you why I accept as true with this is going to be taking place once more in 2025, doubtlessly leaning into 2026. So with that being said, returned in 2016, we had a completely similar rate sample on XRP to what we saw back in November and October. For XRP this time around, you can see November of 2016, XRP turned into buying and selling quite slowly, and then it commenced to get some substantial quantities of rate motion getting into February of 2017. It commenced with a huge candle at the month, which you purchased notice 278% appreciation, followed by means of every other candle approximately 137% appreciation, observed by using another candle via 378% appreciation. Now I'm going to visit 2025 very soon and November of 2024 to show you guys how similar these three candles truly are and what it looks as if we're experiencing right now. But first, I want to point out, following this, in May, we did see matters beginning to gradual down in which XRP only went up 7.78%, and then it even saw a quite competitive correction in June of approximately 36% of the month. But then if we cross only a couple extra months later, we can see. Closer to the quit of the IR in November, we noticed the God candle. Now, I want to display you guys this reason it's far truly gobsmacking. I imply this component went up 818%, and I assume there is a totally high chance that we're going to see something like this. In the unmarried month, it went from 25 cents in keeping with coin all the manner as much as $2.85 according to coin. In some regions, it truly went up a little bit better than that, someplace around $3. 84 in step with coin, as you can see toward the early tiers of December here, after which it had a massive correction. And I do assume in November of this year, we are going to see something very comparable. Now, I want to display you why I agree with that to be the case. If you appearance right here, what you'll start to see is a chart that is nearly same to what we had formerly. 3 sincerely stable months of fantastic rate movement observed with the aid of a respectable correction and of direction in a while in the YAR, a large rally that changed into larger than whatever previously. Even the chances are pretty comparable. We can see here in October of 2024 into November, we saw a 281% boom. The subsequent month, approximately a 7% increase, and the month after that, about a 45% increase. And thus far in this month, we have seen more or less 20% down, which is yet again extremely much like manner returned right here in, of course, 2017, or over here in 2017. So with that during mind, yeah, that God candle that came in November, I do assume is a possibility. And I'm going to explain why this is. Why did we first see this price motion? What simply caused this God candle to form? Well, in case you had been not around during this time, it became due to the launch of the XVIA and other merchandise from the Ripple crew, which were going to allow the combination of XRP into the banking region. In other words, the advent of massive quantities of utility and massive partnerships with banks was what allowed XRP to see a giant quantity of rate appreciation. So naturally, if we do want to attempt to repeat this properly, we got to see comparable integrations into the banking region and the fiat environment in order that XRP can see similar ranges of price appreciation, because this is going to be the single biggest component as to what is going to allow XRP to get those truly insane 800% unmarried month gains, wherein it literally is going up 8x, right? And I suppose over again, that is feasible. I do think that XRP is going as a way to do that. Now, the first piece of information that I want to percentage with you is all the current stuff surrounding XRP and ETFs, because there's been plenty occurring there. And I want to be very clear, I do suppose that once XRP ETFs begin to get authorized, that is what is going to start these big rallies and doubtlessly even permit us to get a single month with 800% profits. You can see right what it did for Bitcoin already lower back in earlier of 2024, and during the relaxation of the year with all of the BlackRock Grayscale ETFs, in which they had been buying and selling billions of dollars well worth of Bitcoin and inflows each single day. I do assume something very similar goes to take place for XRP, because loads greater people are starting to get concerned with XRP, and the quantity of holders has long passed up astronomically, and so the amount of institutional hobby is likewise going up substantially due to that as nicely. This piece of information, like Nasdaq formally filing a proposed rule exchange to the SEC to listing and trade shares of the CoinShares XRP ETF Trust, is simply one instance of this. This is going to permit human beings at the stock market on the Nasdaq to effortlessly exchange XRP. Now, if you do not assume this is a huge deal, I want to remind you that the stock market does see days where it profits $1 trillion in marketplace capitalization and loses the equal amount, masses of billions. In fact, we've seen that extra recently, and the inventory marketplace is continuing to warm us up. So what do you guys assume is going to appear whilst XRP is incorporated into that and it turns into more extensively available for banks and institutional investors and even older retail investors who do not recognize the world of cryptocurrency or maybe see it as a touch bit too volatile? Well, the answer to that is lots greater volume. Furthermore, we're seeing governments more and more adopting XRP, Bitcoin, and other forms of strategic reserves. Here is a map of every single US nation that has formally implemented for a countrywide Bitcoin reserve. There are more states than not that have applied for it, and the quantity just continuously goes up every unmarried day. North Carolina simply carried out, and you may see quite a lot each other kingdom is applied right here too. We're simply waiting on the closing large ones like New York and California to enroll in the party, after which it's far recreation over. When each unmarried state has officially implemented to accomplish that, that is going to allow a ton of liquidity to return into cryptocurrency another time, and this could allow billions of bucks in quantity to XRP. Furthermore, we are seeing the S&P 500 get report numbers as well, and this can translate to greater fee action for XRP. Listen, we're in the center of a big bull run, potentially considered one of the biggest bull runs in records. And if this does retain, we are going to see things we have never visible earlier than. In truth, not even that lengthy in the past, we noticed and certainly insane swing at the charge of XRP, not like something it truly has ever been seen earlier. And I do think this is also going to be occurring right here with the S&P 500, and of route this quantity will translate over. We can see the S&P 500 has formally brought $16 trillion of market cap for the reason that October 2023 bottom, that's a mean of $50 billion consistent with trading day for 314 days in a row and a total go back of 48%. This is not even 2 years. This is slightly any time at all, and that is 48% returns. It is absurd. Let's first put this into perspective though. You can see the S&P 500 is up 48% in 15 months for an annualized go back of 37%. This manner, the S&P 500 has posted 3.7 times its common annual go back over, considering the fact that October 2023, not even the primary appearing multi-method hedge fund may want to beat this. It gets even extra ancient. Over the closing 6 months, we have had pullbacks of 11, 5, and 4%, which were all offered in a single month. We had the yen carry exchange collapse, the 2024 US presidential election, and deep searching for alternate warfare worries. But we're 1% beneath all-time highs. In other phrases, we have seen some of the most important catalysts the markets have historically ever visible, but we constantly eat it up and keep steamrolling in advance. This is, my buddies, a number of the most bullish stuff ever. If we are seeing insane catalysts, just like the pandemic on that same stage, and we are eating it up every unmarried time, it's in reality, awesome signal of the strength of the marketplace and the amount of money that is without difficulty available. We can see the yen convey trade collapsing on August 5th, changed into one of the marketplace's biggest dangers due to the fact March of 2020. Net quick positions on the Japanese